I'm sorry, I just can't get over that. Alright. Arturel, let's go ahead and speak with you again as we move on to our level 87 Mage DPS job quest entitled Only Justice, Only Vengeance. The look of relief upon Arturel's face bespeaks your timely arrival. Even though I never left! Rika, excellent timing as ever. Deacon Clem has just sent word that Bishop Valtenwall will see us now. By which I mean, right this instant. It is extremely short notice, I know, but it would not do to miss this opportunity to learn how he and Vandro may be connected. Not wishing to keep his grace waiting, Lord Emmerich is already on his way to St. Reminus Cathedral. Come, let us hurry there ourselves. Yeah, we must go now. Let's get a move on. And so the moment we arrive, Clem will speak with us. My lords, I am so sorry. I informed his grace that you were making your way hither. But shortly before you arrived, he recalled that he had urgent business and had to leave the cathedral at once. I think he's stalling. He cannot yet have gone far, though, so if you wish to search for him in the hopes you can steal a moment of his time. To grant us an audience only to depart with such haste. What business could be so pressing? Yeah, I want to know too. So does this person. Yeah, where has the bishop wandered off? Has he gone to higher ground or lower ground? I'm thinking that he may have gone lower ground if for no other reason than the fact that I have the sneaking suspicion that he is doing something behind our backs and we are trying to be kept in the dark about it. Yeah, here he is. Bishop, when you said you wanted to speak with us, then you leave all of a sudden? Well now, not even the savior of Ishgard should be here. Your Grace, perhaps 'tis simply a misunderstanding, but we were under the impression that you had granted us an audience. Well, no time like the present? And Ceramic is here too. Lord Speaker, rest assured I was just about to return to the cathedral. Were you really? There is no need, Your Grace. This will not take long. As you may have heard, we are investigating a young man named Vandro. Is he known to you? No, I cannot say he is. With the exception of the former Archmandrite, I am sure I know no one by that name. But mine and the Archbishop's are known to many, yes? Perhaps this youth took inspiration from the public services over which we presided. Goodly so that he is. Full glad am I that his faith was of comfort to him in his sickness, and I pray to Helone that he will soon be found in good health. But, now then, if there was nothing else, I shall return to my duties. Uh-oh. Yeah. I think we're about to have a moment where we're gonna see our masks slipping. Let's find out. Wait a minute, this is in the Etherochemical Research Facility. Yeah, what is he and his Inquisitor friend doing here, along with a third person? Fear not, Your Eminence, I shall carry on your legacy. Wait a minute, he was looking at the Archbishop? We have completed the preparations as per your instructions. But are you certain this will work? It will. It must. Lord Emmerich spoke the truth when he revealed the Archbishop sought primal powers to strengthen the people's faith. I could not bring myself to believe it. Not at first. But in the course of cataloguing His Eminence's personal articles, I came upon his journal. And therein he had written that, through abundant aether and fervent prayer, it is possible to make gods of men. All the power we require lies in this place, this Arsis law, by channeling the essential elements into the soulless flesh and sword we found. Yeah, the Archbishop looks a lot younger. We shall summon forth King Thordan and his Knights 12, and by his blessing, Ishgard shall be restored to its former glory. Yep. I had a feeling about you, sir. And of course, your loyal associates will do all they can to help you out. And so... yeah. Give the corpse of the Archbishop a hand, will you? Well, maybe not him yet, but his sword. Oh, you're gonna infuse... okay, I see. Yeah, they're taking the power from the sword, putting it into the corpse, try to resurrect him. And... did it work? What is this? It's just an ordinary man. Scarcely changed from before. Yeah, that's not the Archbishop. Yeah, this guy is now alive. Well, trying to be, but yeah, they can barely keep him up on his feet. Shouldn't you three do something and pick him up? His Eminence, I must protect... Yeah, you obviously didn't put enough ether into him. No. No, this isn't right! Confound it. Perhaps I overlooked something. I must return to the Holy See and review the journal. You mean you didn't bother to bring it with you? Your Grace, what shall we do with this thing? Thing. Leave it. It is a failure without use or value. The denizens of this place will deal with it soon enough. Shows how little regard he has for the dead. Yeah, you, Mr. Inquisitor. Yeah, I imagine there's gonna be more going on, but yeah. This guy somehow miraculously got out, made his way over to Ishgard by reasons unknown and methods unclear. And yeah, thus began the avalanche. Recall all you will. Were you perchance gone to the vision of the past? I was, and guess who was in it? An attempted summoning of King Thorin and his Knights 12? Yeah, look how nervous this guy is. I can see into the past. Your Grace, you should know full well that summoning is strictly forbidden. You will accompany us to the congregation and explain yourself. Or he could very well turn here, which is what I could see happening. Yeah, because there's no way he's coming with us. Not with that loyalty. I have dedicated my life to the church, conducted my affairs in accordance with the scriptures, and taught others to do likewise. But you took it all us, tore down everything that defined us. You cannot know how it feels to have your very existence rejected, to be forsaken by your community, to be denied by your society. Will I deny you in this justice? I deny in Ishgard where the church has no place! I refuse to accept it, do you hear me? I refuse to accept it! And so there he goes. Yeah, the second in command is now gone. Yeah, do something! Put him down. Your Grace, no! Yeah, be banished. But in the meantime, Clem, thought it should come to violence yet again. Will that your hand had not been forced, my lord? Deacon Clem should not be alone at this time. I shall remain in with him while tending to the aftermath. When things have settled, I will return to the congregation. Pray go on ahead and get some rest. But yeah, I honestly expected the bishop to be around pretty much right to the end. Yeah, he cut out early. He jumped the gun, as it were. And over to Sir Emmerich. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling Vartanwal was stirring the pot. Yeah, that he should bail that soon. How fares the deacon? Well enough given the circumstances. Though understandably shaken, he is more determined than ever to help his fellows. Truly, he is possessed of a stout heart. But to think that even a member of the Synod could be succumb and despair in turn. The crisis gripping the church is far graver than I had imagined. In pushing for an abrupt separation of religion and state, we may have exacerbated the growing divide between the clergy and the general populace. So what do we do about it? Rika, will you recount in full that which you witnessed in your vision? Oh, I certainly can. So, let's go into full detail on what exactly we saw. Yeah, the shock on their faces and body movements says it all. That he should seek to use one of Allah's unholy abominations to create a primal. Yet that which manifested was not like the being you fought, but rather retained the form of a man, one driven by the desire to protect the Archbishop. Pretty much. We may safely assume the Bishop did not have sufficient ether. Bereft of Needhog's the sword Ascalon no longer has such power. Yeah, they were trying a little too hard. Nor does that of the Warring Triad remain to be harnessed, thanks to your valorous intervention. But if the summoning failed, how did the clone come to possess life? And what purpose drives it? Lack of ether notwithstanding, the necessary components were present for a summoning. Perhaps the ritual itself was a success, and the vessel, though imperfect, arose as a champion of the Archbishop. Yet how did he come to be in the Central Highlands? Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out. You believe that this clone and the man who became the Blasphemy are one and the same? Zoned out in my mind. Nay, I merely speculate. Yet considering what we know of the clone and Vandro, it would seem a likely possibility. Whatever the truth may be, he will not elude us forever. But first, I must lay some groundwork for the next phase of our investigation. God's permitting, I will have news to share ere long, so pray look in on us when you can. Don't worry, Sir Emmerich, I'll be staying right here, so we'll take our experience in our 1,000 gil. And so, once again, Sir Emmerich will go on his brief stroll around the congregation. Yeah, kind of hard to not laugh at this, but hey, these things do tend to happen sometimes. Alright, on to round 4. Let's go ahead and speak with Arturel to take on the level 88 Mage DPS job quest entitled Wills Unending, Faith Unbending. Arturel has the identity of the Blasphemy on his mind. Obviously he does. We have work to do. Rika, you are ever a sight for sore eyes. As we're expecting Lord Emmerich to arrive. Yep, there he is. What have we got? Ill tidings, my friends. What happened? I dispatched the Temple Knights to find the clergyman who aided in Bishop Vartanwal's summoning attempt. Regretfully, when confronted, all turned and had to be put down. Even the Inquisitor? Yeah, I was expecting to get some information out of him. Without their accounts, how then to ascertain that the clone and Vandro are the same individual? Maintaining the assumption that they are, perhaps we should instead consider how Vandro may have found his way to Kethis. According to Rika's vision, he was abandoned in Azazla, but what did he do afterwards? Then there's but one way to ascertain the truth. We follow his trail. I shall go and search for the clone in Azazla. If he is still there, then we are dealing with a different individual. A splendid idea. We leave the floating continent in your capable hands. Meanwhile, Rika and I shall retrace Venger's steps whence he first appeared. Upon being found in the Central Highlands, he was taken to Count Dragonhead. Let us begin by making inquiries there. You got it. I'm ready to go. And I will see you there. Alright, so we gotta go to 3 different spots, and I already see the first person of interest. One of the guards, Theobalin. Let's go ahead and see what he has to say. Investigating the stranger we found, are you? I wasn't involved myself, so I can't tell you much about the fellow. But, in case it is of interest, earlier the same day, I caught sight of an airship flying dangerously low. It soon disappeared into the brewing snowstorm, looking none too steady. Your exchange with Theobalin has taught you about an airship flying low. Meanwhile, is there another person of interest over continuing along the guard walls? It does not appear to be that way. Let's summon my Mikoshi. It looks like the person of interest will be inside here. Yeah, we have Nina to speak to. Well now, if it isn't the late Horchafon's dear friend, is there something you require? Indeed there is. Ah yes, the mystery man. I was among those who tended him. He was not attired for the snow, much less the snowstorm in which he had been caught, and was suffering from frostbites. Oh my. When people are extremely cold, they may mistakenly feel that they are warm and disrobe. That might explain his state of undress. Your exchange with Nina has taught you about Venger's state when he was found. Then, let's see who else we gotta talk to. Imagine the person will be where Lord Horchafon used to do his thing, and it is. One of his associates, Yale, will guide us, and hey, Madeline is here along with Onawa. But then again, we already knew that. Ah, 'tis ever an honor to receive you. What brings you to our humble camp this morn? An injured man who was found out in the wilds. Yes, I know the one. I was with the patrol that chanced him into north of here at Providence Point. He was unconscious and in a bad way, and we hurriedly brought him back to camp. After doing what we could for him, we sent him on to the city. Your exchange with Yale has told you about where Venger was found. Bringing us now to what we're going to hopefully combine this information and see what Stormblood has to say about it. There you are. Were you able to learn aught of interest? We have indeed. Here's the information. A mysterious man found collapsed after an airship was seen flying low. Yes, the accounts I heard are consistent with yours. I, for one, am curious about the fate of this unknown airship. To that end, I have arranged a pair of black chugboats for us, the more efficiently to scour the area. But do you think we'll be able to see anything in the midst of a blizzard? We shall contain our search to Providence Point where Venger is said to have been found. Okay then. If you're ready, then let us be off. About a black chocobo and begin searching, yes. Time to go in autopilot. Lead on, Sir Emmerich. And take us over to Providence Point, which is in the northeast corner. For those not aware, that's where you do the relic trial for getting your Reborn relic. You fight the Chimera there. Yeah, just a reminder as to what exactly that place is all about. Nothing so far. Let us continue northeast. Yes, indeed. So, as dawn arrives and as the iconic Kerthus field music of the Central Highlands begins to play. Yeah, this has always been some of my all-time favorite music in the game. As Stormblood and I are about to touch down as we arrive at the cave where the Chimera fight takes place. So the clouds are beginning to part and the snow is beginning to dissipate. And what do we find? The targets and the airship he came in on. Wow, that is an eerie shade of blue. Like, that's not Dragoon armor blue, but it's still an eerie shade of blue, and yeah, you are definitely worn out. By the fury, it's the blasphemy. Yeah, time for Echo round 2. And holy shit! Yes! Oh my god! Snack! Snack! Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding? Oh my god, how long has it been? Oh dude, how have you been? Oh my god, I cannot believe you are legitimately raiding me. Oh, how long has it been since you did? Oh yeah, you bring those. You bring those. You definitely bring those. Holy shit, I cannot believe this is happening. Yeah, I need to forge on with the story here. His Eminence must protect His Eminence. So yeah, ultimately he was found, taken into care of people who could give him a hand. Yeah, they gave him a bandage on his face. And as there's Loverick. Ah, you're finally awake. Helone be praised. Yeah, I can't see. How are you feeling? Strong enough to speak? Can you tell me your name? I guess he's gonna take off his bandage first so he can look into his eyes and see that he's a scar beneath one of them. My name is... Yeah, he's suffering from... Yeah, you can see he's clearly suffering from amnesia here, even though he is a clone, but yeah, you can see that he is. Zephyrin? No, Shadowbringers? Or was it Virgin? Polkran? So many names, swirling in my mind, and voices that reject them. Is there none they will accept? Are you alright? Yeah, he's got to think of something. There was a confrontation between a Heavensward knight and an Inquisitor, apparently. Vandro. My name is Vandro. Well now, that's the same as our infirmary. I dare say fate has guided you to us. So, Vandro, if you are feeling up to a little conversation, can you tell me about yourself? Anything else you remember? Anything at all? Yeah, we gotta think about it. A proud son of House Samal. Nay, a devout servant of Elone, who lives for the rush of battle, the pleasure of inflicting pain, the attentions of maidens, to fight beside my brother in arms. A low-born runt, whose every effort went unrewarded, whose very name disqualified him from ever leading the Temple Knights. But his Eminence raised me up, granted me a place at his side. From that day forth, I pledged my soul to his service, pledged my very being, my life, to be offered up in defense of his. He's piecing it together here. I am a knight of the Heavensward, sworn to protect and serve the Archbishop. He's like, you sure? Oh, you're a knight?
Forgive me if that sounded rude, but I had no idea. And while I realize your memories may be a bit muddled, I'm afraid I must inform you that the Heavensward have not been seen in quite some time and are presumed dead. And the Archbishop, well, he is most certainly no longer of this world.
Yeah, that all happened 6 years ago. And like, oh no! Am I too late?
But the important thing is you're safe now, and we'll help you get back on your feet. Speaking of which, let me bring some food and water. You must be absolutely famished.
So away she goes to go get some sustenance for this guy.
The Archbishop dead? No! No, this cannot be! How can I still be alive when he is not? I must find him.
And thus began the resumption of his pursuit of answers. But yeah, as in bad of a way as he was, he was still hobbling, still wandering, and then eventually he was found. And when he was, it was not pretty. Rika! Yeah, look up! He's out and about! I need to change into battle armor. For the glory of King Thordan! He's got his eyes set on us. And now... he's gonna run away again. We were ready to fight, but nope, we're gonna have to wait. Yeah, I know, we still have 2 more levels of quest to go through. Another vision, I take it. Yeah, it was. There has not been much combat in this job quest line. Let us make for Ishgard. I expect that Lord Arturel will return soon, and if he has not already, and we should both be glad to hear your tale. Yeah, I'll have a lot to say. So yeah, let's take your customized black chocobos and head on back. So we getting immediately warped back into Ishgard? Nope, we gotta go there ourselves. We just get warped back to Camp Dragonhead. Alright then, back to Ishgard. We won't find out until we actually get the quest started. Back over to Arturel. Rika, I pray your search was more productive than mine own. Well, it was, because we found the man himself. Or more the dragon that he's become. Everyone is here. Excellent. So were you able to find our clone in Arzus Law? Nay, not but the discarded Astalon remained. How fared you with your own efforts in the Central Highlands? In the course of retracing Vangero's steps, we came upon the wreck of the Soleil. I suspect he found the vessel abandoned in Arzus Law and tried to use it to return to Ishgard. I guess that explains whatever happened to that airship. It makes sense. But he crashed en route and was subsequently rescued by a patrol from Camp Dragonhead. Which is obviously true. So it would seem. And the Archbishop's airship was not the only thing we found. Profane Fafnir was there too. The creature chose to flee, but not before Rika had a vision of Vangero's past. Go on, my friend. Share with us what you witnessed. Yeah, we gotta relay it to Arturel, so here's what Sir Emmerich and I discovered, and then what I found out with Echo Round 2. So what do you make of this? All the pieces fit, and it is as you surmise, my lord. Vangero and the clone are one and the same, and in his despair, he turned into the blasphemy. Yet the confusion he exhibited when asked his name, 'tis as if he wasn't sure of his own identity. Yes, indeed. According to the Scions, primals retain the memories of their previous incarnations. From this, it may be assumed that the clone harbors the memories of all those who became King Thordan and his Knights 12. Though he struggled to reconcile these conflicting memories, he managed to settle on the name Vendreau. The voices within were clearly in agreement when facing Rika, the mere sight of whom drove the blasphemy to flee. Above all, however, they shared in the desire to protect the Archbishop. This desire was seared to Vendreau's very being, and when he learned that he no longer had a purpose, that's when all hell broke loose. The Heavensward took up arms against us in Ishgard. By their hand were we robbed of one of our finest knights and a dear friend. Even so, I would not wish such a terrible fate upon them. Yeah, cause who knows what'll happen after that. The selfsame fate inflicted upon full many clergymen, and a fate I fear ordinary citizens will succumb to if we fail to act. The people will not soon forget the betrayal of our church's leadership, nor should they. But absent the comfort and stability once afforded to them by the institution, many have become lost and are all too vulnerable to despair. Yeah, it certainly seems that way. The people don't have to forget, but they need to move forward, or the church can still be a source of comfort, but things need to change. Yeah, especially in terms of the mentality that is presented towards them. Yeah, Mathia laid the foundation, but we need to keep it rolling. I thought as much myself, my friend, but to hear you say it as well. Indeed, when the ground upon which we stand crumbles, we must find the strength to move forward, even should it cause us pain to do so. Lord Alturel, at the next house session, I shall call for an immunical council to be held. My lord, such a gathering is reserved for... Oh! You intend for the church to codify new doctrine? Yeah, it's gotta be done. Since the separation of religion and state, we've refrained from interfering in church affairs. But if the church is to remain a part of Ishgardian society and continue serving the people, it must reconsider its role and formally address recent revelations. I would call for this council not as the Lord Speaker, but as a humble adherent of the faith. Long had I considered whether such measures were necessary, but lacked the courage to set them in motion. I now have it thanks to you. Glad I could help. I shall attend to the necessary preparations at once. Among other things, we must reach out to those of the clergy who are amenable to reform. I ask for your patience in the meantime. I was about to say return there, but we know Sir Emmerich will be returning in just a moment after we take our 500,000 experience and 1,000 gil. So yeah, go ahead and take your brief stroll around the congregation there, Sir Emmerich. So if you don't mind me asking there, Snack, since I haven't seen you for a while, how far along are you in the game? Like, is what I'm doing right now spoiler to you and your audience? I feel like I need to ask that, just so that they aren't getting caught off guard by anything. But while I'm getting a response, let's go ahead and speak with Arturel again, and take on our next quest for the mage job at level 89 now, entitled Almighty Fury, Guide Us to Victory. The set of Arturel's jaw betrays a hint of anxiety. Oh, we are on level pegging now. Alright. Rika, owing to Lord Emmerich's swift action, I am pleased to say that the Ecumenical Council will soon be held. In case you are unaware, the Council is the highest assembly in the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, its purpose to deliberate and decide upon doctrine. The previous one was held no less than 80 years ago, and 4 archbishops have since come and gone. As such, most Ishgardians know little of it, save that which they've read in the historical records. Traditionally, the Archbishop and members of the Synod would meet behind closed doors. In light of Archbishop Valtenwall's fate, however, this time the doors will be thrown open to the public. And speaking of which... Oh, it's not Sir Emmerich. It's Deacon Clem again. Hey, long time no see. Indeed. For the first time in history, all men and women of the faith may have a hand in shaping the mission and the teachings of the Church.
'Tis my hope that you will also join us in this endeavor.
Deacon Clem, allow me to express our gratitude for your efforts in facilitating the council. We appreciate the difficulty of your position.
I merely heed my conscience and my faith, my lord. Acting in Archbishop Vartunwal's stead, I shall do all within my power to see that the church may serve the people once more. Where is the Lord Speaker, if I may ask?
He stepped outside for a moment, saying that he wished to gather his thoughts ahead of the council. The hour draws nigh, however. Rika, I shall proceed to the vault with the good deacon. In the meantime, may I ask you to find Lord Emmerich? He should be at the last vigil, I believe. Yeah, hopefully there isn't someone who is trying to do what Vartunwal did and try and do something very treacherous and deceitful, or, in the situation that we're in right now, attempt to undermine what we're doing. Yeah, chilling out, checking out the mountainscape. So yeah, let's go ahead and rendezvous with him and see what's on his mind. This is a big undertaking you're up to. And I don't blame you for needing some alone time.
Oh, 'tis you, my friend. Is it time already?
Yes, it is.
I see. My apologies for making you come and fetch me. I've been thinking, Rika, on the path I've chosen to walk, and on those who have been left behind as a consequence of my actions. Those who died fighting, those burdened with boundless grief, those deprived of position and purpose. Like any nation, each god is made up of disparate souls with disparate beliefs. Without an enemy to unite us, we recall the differences we once set aside out of necessity, and find amongst our old friends new ideological foes.
Yeah, it's certainly a thing, isn't it?
The future I had envisioned, 'tis far more difficult to secure than I ever imagined.
Yeah, well, you've only had 6 years to try and do something to get the ball rolling.
What must I do for our people to live in harmony? For our nation to move forward as one? Such questions I have been pondering.
Well, maybe they'll be answered at this council.
We should begin making our way to the council. Shall we continue our conversation while we walk?
You got it. I imagine this is one of those this person is now following you type of quests. It is.
Ready? Then let us be off. If it is agreeable, I would like to look on Fulton Manor.
So now Stormblood is now accompanying you. Shall we be on our way? Yeah, I imagine it's not just Fulton Manor he wants to pass by and reflect upon. He'll probably want to go and see a few other places also.
It feels like another age that you and yours were no more than foreign wards of House Fulton, and in actual fact it may be considered so. For your coming set in motion a chain of events that brought an end to the Dragonsong War, ushering in a new age of harmony. You paved the way for meaningful change in our nation, and for that you shall ever have my gratitude.
Well, you're quite welcome.
Now then, shall we continue on to the architects?
Yeah, of course he's referring to the many statues of the Heavensward knights of old that line the main street here in the Pillars. As we get ever closer to the vault itself.
King Thordan and his Knights 12, the murderers of Ratatoska. Since the truth of the ancient crime came to light, many have demanded that these images be torn down.
I don't blame him at all for that.
Yet though what our founding fathers did was wrong, neither is it right to simply expunge them and their deeds from history.
Yeah, I could say that to a few other people who could definitely learn a lesson like that.
To do so would be to deny our people's part in what followed for 1,000 years. We have the chance to forge a new future, but we as a nation must decide how we will confront our past. Forgive me, I was lost in thought yet again. Let us join Deacon Clem at the vault.
Yeah, what Stormblood said definitely rings true in this day and age, doesn't it? You know, should put a little spring in our step as we arrive at the vault. Deacon!
There you are, my friends. The council is about to convene. Let us take our place in the audience hall.
So, in we go. Yeah, this of course used to be the Archbishop's office, as I guess it were. So yeah, we're all taking a seat at the table. And this meeting will now come to order.
Esteemed members of the clergy and honored adherents of the faith, I thank you all for your attendance. In recent days, our nation has been rocked by a series of tragedies. Those among us who know Helone's work have been transformed into abominations. This dreadful phenomenon has been brought about by the final days, and it is upon our despair and anguish that it feeds. Thus, if we are to prevent further tragedy, we must strive to ensure that all Ishgardians, clergymen and citizens alike, abide with peace and love for one another in their hearts.
And so,
to that end, have I called this ecumenical council, the first in generations, that we might together determine a path forward for the Church and our society as a whole.
And so, the Deacon will speak first on it.
Since antiquity, the Ishgardian Orthodox Church served the people in two respects: as the Furious Spear to strike at the heart of dragonkind, and as the Furious Shield to safeguard the souls of men. But now that we are at peace with the Javonians, the Church need no longer serve as the spear, and so we must now reconsider how we might better serve as a shield for our brethren. The hierarchy must be reformed, and for that we need accountability. The upper echelon must be stripped of rank at a minimum, and investigations conducted, trials held if this evidence is sufficiently damning, and then we may turn our attention to the doctrine of lies.
Yeah, certainly being upfront with it, aren't we?
As our predecessors did before us, we of the Synod have ever sought to interpret the scriptures to the best of our ability, and thence conveyed Helone's will to the people. Such fervent pursuit of retribution at the expense of doctrine would come also at the expense of our faith.
And what about you, sir, in the middle? Yeah, there will be conflicting of ideologies and butting heads. And what about you?
Have we won the war to lose our souls? Oh, Helone, are we outside your grace?
Yeah, there are some people who are still so torn.
This bodes ill. At this rate, someone might turn.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need. Will you say something to calm them down, or are you gonna make me do it? Yeah, who will speak up?
Since the war's end, the Church and the faithful have stood at a crossroads, unable to take the next step forward. His Grace, Bishop Valtenoir, may he walk in Helone's halls, was once such soul, and in his longing for simpler times, he resorted to using forbidden magics. He succumbed to despair.
Yes, remember the Archbishop, sadly.
In our minds we renounce the lies upon which our nation was built, but in our hearts we yearn for the righteousness, misguided though it was, that gave us comfort and purpose for so long. So let us not forget who we were.
Yeah, give the people the comfort they need.
Let us confront the mistakes of the past and learn from them, that we do not repeat the mistakes of our forefathers.
And And for those of you who are in the audience, yeah, hopefully that helps you out, young lady. What will the deacon say?
As fervently as we believed in our sacred duty, we struggle to accept the Church's deception and embrace change. The legacy of Thorin weighs heavy, and there is the temptation to simply cast it aside like a mantle that suits us no longer. Yet that would dishonor the sacrifice of those who went before, countless souls who served the people with purest intent. And so, heavy though it may be, let us together bear this burden as we set forth anew.
That was very well said. Yeah, Arturel approves of this. Our friend Rika risked life and limb to reveal the truth to us. The truth that our legends and our scripture were tainted by betrayal, but not wholly corrupted. Though the great walls and towering spires of our city may have been built with murder and deception, they rest upon a foundation immutable and true, our devotion to Helone, whom we have worshipped since before our forefathers settled these lands. The Church is a font of practical wisdom, and its teachings guide us in our daily lives. Such things define our faith no less than the lies. We can acknowledge our sins without renouncing our religion. Aye, and without rejecting who we are.
A comprehensive review of scripture, as well as historical literature, will be necessary. Revisions as appropriate must be made to ensure that the truth of our past is preserved for future generations.
I still want to hear what the guy between the two of them has to say, if anything. Mr. Geraldieu, nice to meet you, sir. With your peerless knowledge of church doctrine, I dare say none is better suited to leading that effort than you. I also expect that many eyes will be required to pore over all the tomes, and I know many idle men and women of faith who would jump at the chance to do Helone's work once more. And so now that we've heard from him,
that day so very long ago,
I had no answer in my father's words, but it seems the people had it within them all along. Yeah, we finally got to that point. And so we carry on well into the night. And it brings us back to the strategy room where the quest will end. And even Clem is here. So now that we've got that out of the way, the council went better than I had dared hope. Truly, while the details remained to be decided, 'twas a resounding success.
Your words helped everyone to find common ground. I know not how to thank you.
Much credit must go to Rika. In the face of great hardship, never did she hesitate to press on, and our people have not forgotten this. Yeah, why the look of shock on my face?
Indeed. Well, do I remember the day you flew into Ishgard upon a dragon's back? In making possible the impossible, you inspired us all. In you we glimpsed a fury, a vision of courage in the face of uncertainty. Looking to your example, we shall endeavour to bring about change to the Church for the future of all Ishgardians. There will, of course, still be those souls who struggle to rise above the mire of despair, but my fellows and I shall be there to take their hand in faith and love. For what is faith, if not salvation?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I had best return to the cathedral. We have much and more to do.
Yeah, so you'll definitely have a lot to deal with in that regard.
But ere I forget, I have tracked down what you requested. Some repairs will be necessary, but it will be seen to with all haste.
repairs. Oh, probably the Soleil. Because they're gonna have to go chase after the dragon. So yeah, that makes sense. I had tasked the Deacon with finding a certain item you see. A secret weapon, one might say. Given what we know of profane Fafnir, I suspect it will be of great use in our hunts. Oh, so it's not the Soleil, it's... Oh. Is it the etheric ram that Sid built? Oh. If that's what he's gonna use... Once the repairs are complete, we shall be ready to strike. With the church having reached an accord with the people, the risk of more clergymen turning has greatly diminished. We may now focus entirely on the blasphemy. Indeed we will. 'Tis time we freed Vrandro from his torment. Rest while you can, Rika, for I dare say that the coming battle will demand the best of us. Yes, it will. And for the first time since Quest 1, I'll be allowed to fight. So we'll take our experience, our 1000 gil, plus, as it seems to be the tradition at level 89, accept a portion of coconut cod chowder. And we'll see you in just a moment there, Sir Emmerich.